Hello, and welcome back to another installment of the Weekend Update. I am Marisa, your hostess for this program, where we dive into my reads for the past week, what I've completed, what I'm in the middle of, and what I'm looking forward to in the week to come. So, without further ado, let's dive in because it has been a minute since I did a weekend update. This week has been a phenomenal week in terms of reading, and this month is shaping up to be great. So, first thing is, what books did I complete this week? The first one we completed was the audiobook of How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. I ended up rating this book 4.5 stars. I thought it was so charming, so cozy. I thought it was extremely well written, and the mystery sucked you in. This was a mystery in which my husband was not able to guess the culprit until right up until it was revealed, which, if you know that my husband is really good at guessing things in the story. But then it wasn't like sometimes when you can't guess the culprit and you're like, where did this come from? Like they just threw this in here to make us all confused. Once we knew who the culprit was, there were so many little clues along the way that we had just not picked up on. And I think that's really a masterful way of writing a mystery. I also really liked how we had the dual timelines, how we had the present day with Annie Adams, and then we had the past with Great Aunt Frances and her diary entries. I thought it was a really compelling way to write a story. I thought the resolution was perfect. I thought it was cozy. I thought it was a fun read. The only reason that it wasn't a 5-star read for me, because it was shaping up to be a 5-star read, was I feel like the ending kind of dragged a little bit once we had the resolution. I feel like it would have made more sense if we just wrapped it up a little bit earlier. But overall, it was a really great, enjoyable read. I also completed A Name Unknown by Rosanna M. White, and this is the first book in the Shadows Over England series. I ended up rating this book 4 stars. This is my third series by Rosanna M. White that I have read, and she is one of my go to and my favorite Christian authors. This was a really sweet, really charming historical romance. Our story takes place right at the beginning of World War One, when we're starting to see the events unfold, and as we're in Europe hearing the rumblings of what if war happens. In that, we have a really great story of romance. We have a really great story of redemption. We have a really great story of creating a name and what is in a name. And did I mention we have a really great romance? I will definitely be continuing this series. I'm really looking forward to the rest of them, but it is one you kind of have to read slowly and digest. I also completed a book that I have been reading since January. I looked at my story graph and it was like started January 1st, 2026, and I was like, ooh. But that is the new Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire Haver. If you see, I have some tabs. I don't have a rating for this. I think it's kind of hard to rate a nonfiction book because it's just going to speak to different people. This was very interesting and helpful for me as a dietitian who works with a lot of women who are either in perimenopause or postmenopause, and helping to support them through the changes associated with that. And it was also interesting as a woman because I feel like menopause is something that we don't really talk about, but everyone goes through it. So why are we not talking about it more? So I am probably going to be picking out another continuing education book that will take me 6 months to read. So stay tuned for that one. In terms of what I am currently reading, I am currently reading Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I'm about 35% of the way through this one. And I'm going to be so for real. I struggled to get into this one at first. I think that it was kind of a big transition between A Name Unknown and then to jump into Story of My Life. And so it did take me a minute to get into it, to get to know the characters. But now that I'm further in, I am enjoying it. I do find it charming, and it is a very quick read. So I will keep you posted on how my feelings for this book continue to develop. I'm anticipating that I will finish it by the next weekend update, but we'll see. So in terms of what we are going to be reading next, I'm probably going to not find out till the mood reader in me like figures it out. I'm torn between Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Cicarelli. I'm torn between that because I kind of want to get back into a romantasy, and Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I will keep you posted. Stay tuned to see what I end up deciding and my thoughts on this. But I did want to know what you guys have been up to. What was a read that you finished this week that you absolutely loved? And were there any that maybe you didn't love so much? Also, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And if you feel so inclined, just go ahead and ding, hit that little like button. I will hopefully be back here next week, same time, same place. I'll talk to you then.